Good evening and welcome to Interracial Dating 101, a crash course meant to get people of the Latin American, Asian, African, and various other diasporas of color well on their way to sexing, dating, and loving white people without all the drama. Now, if you're one who refuses to even graciously receive a Facebook poke from a white person for fear of being cast out by your people of color community, then this crash course is not for you. If, however, you are willing to dive headfirst into the world of interracial relations and take a more hands-on approach to racial peace and harmony, then stay where you are and listen closely. Yes, we all have, will, do it with white people. We even love white people sometimes. Sometimes they're our parents, our siblings, our mentors, our oldest friends. And for that reason, I have decided to make this my life's work. As you all know, I am the foremost expert on the ever-elusive and wily perfect relationship with a white woman. After years of extensive research and experience, I have pinpointed the foolproof recipe for success in interracial relationships. But more on that later. Just to give you some idea of my credentials, I hold a PhD in relationship studies from the Helsinki Institute of Sexuality and Somatics. My dissertation was titled "White Girls and the People Who Love Them, an Anthropological Study." It was quickly picked up and made into a book, which was wildly popular, but has since went out of print. And so we can begin with our next slide. This is my late wife, the lovely Senora Emily Amador, formerly St. James. God bless her soul, she faced an unfortunate demise. She was devoured by hungry alligators while on safari in Africa. This is a picture of her just hours before she had her tragedy. And we can go to our next slide. And this is just a picture of her around the house. She was really as close as I ever came personally to interracial bliss and perfection. But with countless hours of field research, I have been able to pinpoint the major reasons why interracial relationships do not work out. So go ahead and please move to our next slide. These are the top reasons interracial relationships do not work out according to white people. At 5% is I feel uncomfortable with myself. At 18% is your friends and family make me feel uncomfortable. At 22% is you make my friends and family feel uncomfortable. At 25% is you can't see past race and love me as a human being. We'll go ahead and move to our next slide. The number one reason is you take things too seriously. What's wrong with my gypsy outfit? Which brings us to our next slide. Since I only have limited time with you, I will cover one of the most potentially damaging phenomena to the interracial relationship, the academia effect. The academia effect occurs in settings involving institutions of higher learning. The information presented in such liberal institutions from such luminaries as Cornell West, Bell Hooks, Florian Zadua, the list could go on and on, while critical to our understanding of race, pose significant problems to reaching the goal of having a successful interracial relationship. In fact, just yesterday in the Post, I received a letter presenting this particular problem, and I thought I would share it with you for educational purposes. Begins, Dear Dr. Amador, my girlfriend right now is white. Pretty much a radical white girl, as you profile in your enlightening book, white girls and the people who love them in anthropological studies. I don't know if you all are familiar with what a radical white girl is, but I did happen to bring my book with me today, because I thought I would read that portion of where I profiled different types of white women. So the radical white girl. Location. Radical white girls are largely found in academic settings, majoring in such ethnic studies and liberal disciplines as African American studies, Latin American studies, feminist studies, etc. Activities. Studied abroad in a country with a large number of people from the African diaspora or Latin America. Wears big hoop earrings. And dances like Britney Spears and or Justin Timberlake. Sexual habits. Sex radical and sexually aggressive, tends to seek out and couple with younger persons of color on campus. Outside of the college setting, lives in a people of color community and raises mixed children while engaging in such activities as founding a spoken word and or African dance troupe. And is always on the lookout for attractive head wraps. Posed by our person that was, struggling. So let me return to the letter. Oh, I'm sorry. They had more to say. This fall, Shetty Moraga came to my school and read some essays about being in a relationship with a white person as me and my girlfriend sat next to one another in the lecture hall. Of course, when we walked out the door, a horrible fight ensued in which she accused me of thinking the things that Shetty had said and that I really wanted to be with a person of color. And basically my answer to her accusations was yes. It always happened at the lawn outside the lecture hall. She said something particularly nasty after about a half hour of processing, but I can't even remember now, and I got up from the grass and walked away from her crying. As I made my way blearily across the crosswalk, I converged upon Shetty and my friend who had organized the visit. They both eyed me uncomfortably. Shetty said something like, "Hi, how's it going?" And I said something like, "Oh, all right, just some girlfriend drama. Thanks for coming." I was so embarrassed. I feel like I'm in such a difficult situation. I love my girlfriend, but I don't know if things will ever be the same. Dr. Amador, what should I do? Ladies and gentlemen, this is just what I'm referring to. What do you do in an institutional setting and either you or your partner happens upon racial consciousness? Or does that mean a relationship? So let's examine the issue in more detail, shall we?